Hello and welcome to Titsburg Feeler News. My name is Tyler and I will be your host. Today, our first episode, I'm going to give you the history of the Titsburg Feelers Fantasy League. I'm going to give you who I think each team will be keeping and who they will draft with their first round pick. So, some history about the Titsburg Feelers League. We're eight friends. We're pretty close. A couple of us are family members of each other. The rest of us are just really close friends. Um, we go back about 10 years. We switched to a keeper league in 2016. We keep five players each, and you have to keep five players. And we're standard scoring. We have one quarterback, two running backs, three wide receivers, one tight end, one flex, one defense, and one kicker. We also have 11 bench spots. So that's about 22 players a team. We do that so there's not really good players still on the waiver wire. And it'd be like the James Robinson going into last year, the Justin Jefferson, or Mike Davis, something like that. Chase Edmonds last year. So let's get into our first team. Our first team will be ADID. ADID since 2016 is 25, 39, and 1. He's finished third place once. That's about as high as he's gotten. He has Josh Jacobs, Devontae Adams, Tyler Lockett, Cooper Kupp, and George Kittle. Not a fan of the offensive line in Vegas with Josh Jacobs. I don't like what they did this offseason. A lot of Raider fans, they're totally okay with it. I know they didn't, according to PFF, they weren't very good last year, but they let go of a lot of pieces. Devontae Adams, we all know about Aaron Rodgers and that whole debacle. So really, Devontae Adams, it just depends on if Aaron Rodgers stays or goes. That's about as simple as I can put it. Tyler Lockett, will Pete Carroll let Russell Wilson cook or not? That's the question. Um, Cooper Kupp, I'm a big fan of Matt Stafford. I think he'll be good this year. Cooper Kupp will be good this year. He'll get a lot of that underneath routes, which will open it up for Bobby Woods, so they can play off of each other a little bit. George Kittle, top three tight end in the league. Him, Darren Waller, Travis Kelce. Really doesn't matter who's quarterback in San Fran. He's just going to be consistent, barring injury. We all know San Fran. I have ADID picking Najee Harris at number one, which is smart. Um, rookie running backs usually go in the first couple picks in our drafts. That gets him a couple of years. I know Pittsburgh, their offensive line fell apart this offseason, so we'll see what they can do. I mean, even if he doesn't have a good year this year, maybe AD can trade him, and then next year, the year after, and see what he can get for him. See if he can get some draft capital. That would help him a lot. Next up, we have Dino. I'm going to talk about Dino and Dan real quick. They have a rivalry. It's really funny to watch. The T-shirts that have been made, the mugs that have been made, the banter back and forth and text messages. It's a really good time. They're two of the best teams. I think Dino's won 40, and Dan I think has won 43 games. So they're definitely the top two in our league. They do a lot of domination. Tanner's won once in 2018, and he has a second place finish in 2017. Here's a team that he's bringing in next year. Yeah, Saquon Barkley, Aaron Jones, Austin Eckler, David Montgomery, and Justin Jefferson. Just four of those players are really good players. I'm not a fan of David Montgomery, and it's not him. It's the Chicago offense. I really think Justin Fields will be the starter at quarterback by week 2 or week 3. So that might help David Montgomery. But you have Saquon, you have Aaron Jones, same thing with Devontae Adams and Aaron Rodgers. If he leaves, it's going to be tough for Aaron Jones. Austin Eckler, revamp offensive line. Justin Herbert, at quarterback. Austin Eckler is a really good running back. Just talked about David Montgomery and Justin Jefferson had a great rookie season. I really think he can have another great second season. It all depends on Kirk Cousins, and Dalvin Cook's going to rush the ball 35 times a game. I have Tanner picking at number 2 Julio Jones, which he actually has on his team right now. But I don't see him keeping him. But that'll definitely help at wide receiver, and that team's stacked. I mean, here we are, second team, second worst team last year, and that's a very stacked roster. Next up, we have Baby D. Baby D is one of the best commissioners that I've ever seen. Um, he takes time out of his week, and once a week he breaks down all of our matchups between each other and who he thinks is going to win. He'll throw in some banter and some jokes in there, but Baby D is a great commissioner. It's him and Milky. We have nominated Baby D multiple years to be Commissioner of the Year, and I'll post some of his stuff once we get going. But he's a really good guy, and he cracks me up with a lot of the stuff he says. Uh, on the other hand, he's not good at fantasy football. He's 28, 36, and 1, and has never finished third, second, or first. Just not that good. I know a lot of his problems are health concerns. A lot of his players get hurt. Uh, Dalvin Cook, Chris Carson, CEH, Amari Cooper, Bobby Woods. Dalvin Cook, great running back. We all know he's a top 3 running back. Chris Carson, if he can stay healthy, that definitely helps Baby D. CEH, he's got a revamped offensive line. I know Patrick Mahomes said he wants to throw the ball more to his running back this year. So he didn't have a great year last year, fantasy-wise, at least in our league. This year, I could see him ending up as probably a borderline RB1. Amari Cooper, I'm not a huge fan of. I think CeeDee Lamb is talent-wise a better wide receiver. Amari can't stay healthy for whatever reason, his ankle, whatever. I don't think he'll be there after this year, but this year, you got Dak back. He could have a good year. I'm not high on him, like I said. You got Bobby Woods, like I said, with Cooper Cup. You have Cooper Cup running the underneath routes, and you got Bobby Woods just running on the sideline. Just throw me the ball. Throw me the ball. At number 3, I have him picking Mike Evans. That'll really help the Amari Cooper, Robert Woods, like I was talking about with Cooper. Mike Evans will be the wide receiver 1 on that team. And I think that would be a great pick for Dylan, Baby D. Next up is me. I'm about as average as you can get at fantasy football. I'm 32, 32, and 1. I finished third place once. That's about all I did. I like to send a lot of stupid trades when I've been drinking. I have Antonio Gibson and Joe Mixon. I truly believe that both of them will be running back ones this year. Antonio Gibson was really good last year as a rookie, and I think he'll take the next step. Joe Mixon, offensive line, got help. Joe Burrow is back. Jamar Chase. Like I said, RB1, both of them. Miles Sanders, I'm not a huge fan of. If anybody wants to trade me, if you want to trade me. I'm not a fan of Miles Sanders, but as of right now, I have to keep him. I don't have any other options. I got Calvin Ridley and Chris Godwin. We'll see what Chris Godwin in the future, what the future holds with Tom Brady. Again, we're a keeper league, so we got to think about these things. But as of right now, that's my lineup, and I have me selecting Darren Waller with the 4th overall selection. That'll hit my tight end. That'll get him early. That'll give me a good tight end, and I'll be pretty balanced, which is all I can ask for right now. Next up, we have Milky. He's 33 and 31. He finished third place in 2016, second place in 18, and he won in 17. So he had a good little run there, 16, 17, and 18. He has Nick Chubb, Mike Davis, Stephon Diggs, DeAndre Hopkins, and DK Metcalf. We all know about Nick Chubb, great running back. Mike Davis, I was iffy of putting him in there, but as of right now, Milky doesn't have a lot of options. You got Stephon Diggs, that had a great year last year in Buffalo. DeAndre Hopkins, if Kyler Murray can get a little bit better, DeAndre Hopkins could be a top 3 wide receiver this year. And DK Metcalf, same thing with Tyler Lockett. If they let Russ cook, DK could have a great year. If not, it's gonna be a little tough. Which is why I have with the fifth pick Kareem Hunt going to the Fear Boners. He needs another running back. Again, I don't trust Mike Davis, and who knows on DK. Great talent, but will Pete Carroll let Russ throw the ball? Next up, we have Cody. He's 29 and 36. He finished first place in 2016, and he finished third place last year. He has Alvin Kamara, Cam Akers, Keenan Allen, Allen Robinson, and Travis Kelce. Uh, really good running backs, wide receivers. Keenan Allen, you got Justin Herbert throwing him the ball. Allen Robinson hasn't had a good quarterback since probably middle school. But again, maybe Justin Fields. I think Justin Fields is the second best quarterback in this last draft. So maybe Allen Robinson, maybe he can do something this year. It's tough back there with Trubisky, and I know he's gone, but Dalton and everything else, Bortles, it's tough trying to catch footballs from them. And then Travis Kelce, the GOAT at tight end, which really helps. I have him keeping him. I mean, you cannot not keep Travis Kelce. And I am picking Scary Terry at number 6. That just helps his wide receiver group. Like I said, he's got really good running backs. That would be another scary team along up there with Dino. Next up, I have Noah. Noah didn't play in 2016. He came in 2017, revamped that team. He's 25 and 27. He won in 2019 and finished second place in 2020 this last year. He has Christian McCaffrey, Derrick Henry, DeAndre Swift, A.J. Brown, DJ Moore. Two of the top 3 running backs in the league. DeAndre Swift, he's coming on. I think he's going to have at least a good year this year. A.J. Brown and DJ Moore. I went ahead and went with Adam Thielen with the 7th pick, to really help that floor at the wide receiver position. You don't know with A.J. Brown having Julio there, so Adam Thielen will get you that consistent 10, 12 points, which will really help Noah's floor. And then last I have Dan. Again, he won 42 games. He's won the championship once, finished second twice, and he's finished third once. Just look at those numbers. That's really good. He has Jonathan Taylor, Zeke, J.K. Dobbins, Tyreek Hill, Michael Thomas. I put Michael Thomas on there. He also has Mike Evans, so it's really whichever one he wants to keep. But you got JT up there in Indy with a great offensive line. You have Zeke with Dak back. J.K. Dobbins on a rushing offense. Yeah, he'll finish RB2 on his team behind Lamar, but he can still have RB2, maybe RB1 potential fantasy football-wise. And Tyreek Hill, you got Patrick Mahomes. Between him and Kelce, how do you stop that offense? And then, like I said, Michael Thomas. I think Jameis Winston's going to be the quarterback, which will help Michael Thomas. Maybe he can show everybody he's not just a slant wide receiver. He can run deep, and then who knows? Maybe they'll be down like Tampa Bay used to be. Jameis will throw 2 or 3 interceptions, and that'll really help Michael Thomas out. With the 8th pick, I have Dan picking Jamar Chase. He loves his young guys. Jamar Chase is one of the best this year. So another wide receiver, and I'm gonna go ahead and do his 9th pick because they'll be side by side. We're in a snake draft. I have him getting Patrick Mahomes. Him and Tyreek Hill. Why not? Do a little stack. So this is a breakdown, like I said, of who I think each person's gonna keep and draft, at least in the first round, and then a little history of our league. I'm gonna keep sending videos out. Our draft's in about 2 months, so I'm gonna try to send one out weekly. Until then. Everyone have a good night. Peace.